Anupriya Singh
and Anjali Rawat
are going to present a documentary on factors that bind South Asia.
It is a land of myth and legend, steeped in centuries of tradition. South Asia is separated from the rest of the continent by the world's most formidable mountain range, the Himalaya. Spreading out below are the plains, plateaus, and vast deltas of the subcontinent. South Asia offers a blend of ancient and modern, opulence and poverty, teeming cities, and tranquil wilderness.
This southern region of Asia comprises of 8 countries, namely India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Afghanistan, Sri Lanka, Bhutan, Nepal, and Maldives. These countries are bordered by the Himalayas in the north and Indian Ocean in the south. After decolonization, South Asian countries were seen as the leaders in the development of what was called as Third World. This region, just like other regions in the world, is characterized by some conflicts and cooperations. Let us see some factors that unites and foster the cooperation amongst these countries.
Historical factors. South Asia can be seen as an intact and continuous piece of landmass. Thus, history of these countries is not much different from each other. In ancient times, the northwestern part of the South Asian region was under Indus Valley civilization, and later on, Vedic culture was established in Gangetic Plains. This region of South Asia was under same rulers and invaders. The South Asian region was under kingdoms such as Nanda Empire in 337 BCE, Mauryan Empire in 320 BCE, Kushan Empire in 67 CE, Gupta Empire in 419 CE, Delhi Sultanate in 1300 AD, Mughal Empire in 1500 AD, and British Empire in 1857, which spread it all over the countries of South Asia.
Colonial history. South Asia generally was identified as India and the British Empire. 94% of what territorially constitutes South Asia today was governed by Britishers. Thus, this whole part has a common colonial past. Colonialism brought the notion of sovereignty and borders in South Asia. Traditionally, there was no concept of borders, rather, the frontiers defined the reach of a political kingdom. Frontiers were loose demarcations. Transition from frontiers to borders was a result of colonial modernity. It was only after the independence that these countries, India in 1947, Pakistan in 1947, Nepal in 2006, Bhutan in 1949, and Bangladesh in 1971, got proper border demarcations. The colonial impact can be seen in the political system adopted by these countries. Bangladesh, Bhutan, India, Nepal, Pakistan has similar parliamentary form of government. Bhutan, constitutional monarchy, Afghanistan and Maldives are presidential governments, and Sri Lanka is a semi-presidential form of government. This region is home to similar cultural and religious traditions. The cultural commonness can be traced in the very names of the South Asian countries. Like Maldives, it comes from a Tamil term Mala and Dvipa, meaning garland of islands. Bhutan means Bu and Utan, elevated land, which is also a Sanskrit term. Bangladesh, land of Bangla-speaking people, which is very similar to the West Bengal in India. And India, Bharat, means Bhav, Rag and Tal, coming from Sanskrit term. Other than names, its cultural similarities can be seen in language like Hindi, which is spoken in India, Pakistan, Nepal, Urdu, which is spoken in Maldives, Pakistan, Bangladesh and India, and Bengali, which is spoken in India and Bangladesh. India and Bangladesh have adopted the poems of Rabindranath Tagore as their national anthem. This region also has similar eating habits like common food such as roti, rice, fish, curries, pickle, and biryani is all famous in every country in South Asia. Other than eating habits, their clothing habits are also similar. religious factor is further highlighted by Karan Singh, member of Rajya Sabha in 2015, in 9th South Asia Conference on Culture as a factor in regional cooperation in South Asia, November 2015.
It is up to us. We in India and in South Asia, we don't believe in the clash of civilizations. We believe in the confluence of civilizations. And we say South Asia, what used to be the sort of Indic area, really is a cultural superpower, because many of the great religions of the world have originated here. Hinduism, Buddhism, which is spread all over South and Southeast Asia, Jainism, Sikhism, Christianity came here AD 57, soon after the life of Jesus Christ himself. The Zarathustrians came when they fled from Iran. They're flourishing here. The Jews came. We are the only country that has never persecuted the Jews. The Muslims came in two incarnations. They came as conquerors and iconoclasts, because we have always kept our highest regard for people of spiritual growth. And therefore I think one of the important factors in our cultural relationship in South Asia is in fact based on religion.
Geographical factors. South Asian region is surrounded by Himalayas in the north, extending from Indus River in the west to Brahmaputra River in the east. The Himalayas are also originating place of several rivers that flows across South Asian countries and further binds them. The Himalayas run across India, Nepal, Bhutan and Pakistan. Brahmaputra River flows from India into Bangladesh and then into Bay of Bengal, thus connecting them. Indian Ocean. Sri Lanka and Maldives are situated in Indian Ocean, which is only largest water body surrounding South Asia. Monsoon. The whole South Asian region receives rain from monsoon, thus receives at similar time and of similar kind, making these countries predominantly agrarian. The agriculture in South Asia depends on monsoon. Thus, crops grown here are same like wheat and rice. Geographical factors can help South Asian countries stand at a very strategic position.
Economic factors. Here is a video by World Bank.
South Asia. 1.7 billion people live here. Over the past 20 years, economic growth has averaged over 6%. Its rivers are natural resources for food and energy and offer an environmentally friendly mode of transport. Its geography is ideal for trade. Yet, South Asia isn't developing to its potential. 400 million still live in poverty, and there aren't enough jobs for a growing population.
Though presently South Asia is the least integrated region in the world in terms of intra-regional trade, yet the factor that binds these countries together is the immense untapped potential that trade in the region has. According to the Asian Development Bank, South Asia is the world's fastest growing region of 2018 and 19. Bangladesh is currently the fastest growing economy in the region. The 2019 World Bank report, interestingly called A Glass Half Full on South Asia, shows the actual and the potential average of intra-regional trade in the region. Few successful examples include increased air connectivity between India and Sri Lanka, border huts at the border of India and Bangladesh, which allows small volume of trade in the weekly market of both the countries, increased tourism in the South Asian region. Education also plays an important role in increasing people-to-people contact among South Asian countries. This is the building of South Asian University, which was set up in 2010 by the members of SAARC. Governance factor. To promote the welfare of people of South Asia and accelerate economic growth, the South Asian Association for Regional Cooperation was established in 1985. Its objectives include to promote mutual trust and active collaboration and assistance in the field of economy, science, technology, and social science. Lastly, a factor that also binds South Asia together is India. India has the largest landmass and population in the South Asian region. It comprises of 80% of South Asian economy. Except Sri Lanka and Maldives, every South Asian country shares its land borders with India. India is the largest export partner of many of the South Asian countries like Bhutan, Maldives, Sri Lanka and Nepal. It provides development aid and aid to pay interest on debt to smaller South Asian countries and also undertakes developmental projects like building roads, schools, hospitals, hydroelectric projects in countries like Maldives, Bhutan, and Nepal.
The South Asian region requires further cooperation because China's influence in South Asia is increasing. Therefore, to counter it, we should increase regional trade and cooperation. Second, to fight against common issues like terrorism, poverty, economic backwardness. Third, to cope up with the globalization and the competition created by it. This is further explained by C. Rajamohan.
Till we all began to globalize, there was no incentive to regionalize. I think once India took the socialist path, and India declared itself socialism in one country, Bhuttos did the same thing there. All our neighbors adopted anti-trade policies, self-reliance, import substitution. So that cut off the historic links. After all, as Ambassador Sharma said, we were a single region till 1947. So the economic approach became a fundamental obstacle to integration. It's only in the 90s when all of us opened towards economic liberalization that there is actually now today a case, a logic, an imperative for regional integration. We made some advance, but I think the more Indian economy succeeds, I think the leadership will have to come from India. Like we complain about China, we have trade deficit with China. But when we come to our neighbors, Pakistan, Bangladesh, everyone has massive trade deficits with us. So I think one of the things that Modi must do is to say, look, we are ready to help address the deficits that exist to our neighboring countries. We'll make our market more accessible to our neighbors, and we will do everything possible to improve imports into India. So if we don't integrate your own region, the rest of the world is going to impinge on it in far more dramatic ways than we've seen so far.
In conclusion, we would like to say that
trade can catalyze relation between countries. Trade helps build trust, which in turn leads to more trade. South Asian countries therefore does not need to wait for relations to improve before they can increase trade with each other. Rather, trade can help pave path for more prosperity and better relation among these countries.
There are infinite possibilities in this region to develop itself, and thus, to fully utilize its potential, we need cooperation.